Hey, how are you going, guys? Mick here from Cartel, back with another, well, that's a review. It is my fatty jerky review. It is a candied beef jerky. Honey, soy, garlic, brown sugar, a little bit of chili, black pepper. This one's definitely one of the better ones that I've done in the way of candy jerky. Excuse the noise in the background. The neighbours are pressure cleaning the veranda. It's been going for quite a while, on and off, and I thought I might, just because they took a break, obviously to have cold drinks and stuff, a little bit humid today, might just be able to get out and sneak in another review whilst it was quiet, but as I've sat down, it started up again. So, what is candy jerky? Candy jerky is usually or most commonly done with a bacon or cured pork, high content of sugar, so it's essentially pretty sticky, and it will crystallise pretty much okay basically when it's packaged, but once you sort of pick it up in your hand, the heat and stuff that, you know, obviously the warmth from your hands does tend to send it quite sticky. It's very chewy jerky. It can be crispy to begin with, as I said, because everything crystallises, everything sort of goes hard, but then once it warms up, it goes quite sticky. What else? So yeah, we've got garlic, soy, ginger, honey, and brown sugar. A little bit of chili and some cracked black pepper. So this is it. I only sort of make it, you know, sort of snack size packets. Normally just throw it into a sandwich bag, but we're taking some of this to Dubbo Zoo quite soon. The kids and I are off to Dubbo Zoo for an overnight stay. Go down there, and as they say, when you go to the zoo, you visit the relatives. Just finished a review of the citrus edition of the My Rainbows Are Black dry Irish braggot. So I'm going to see how well that pairs with this sticky beef jerky, candied beef jerky. Oh yeah, so it's very sort of got that real meaty smell about it. Getting the garlic, the soy, the ginger, the honey. You can smell the sweetness coming out of the bag as well. So it does come up sort of like and it is fatty, it's had the fat left on it. It is a pretty cheap cut. It is the Drover's Choice blade steak. Not the best cut for doing jerky with, but when you're doing candied jerky, any sort of cut of meat does really well, because it is what it is. It's chewy, it's sweet, it's moist. Yeah, so an overnight, you can see it is sort of, from there you can tell it's sort of transparent. It almost has some sort of clarity to it. There's a little bit of fat there, you can see a bit of fat here. There's fat across the edge here. Does add to the flavour if you like the flavour of a bit of fat on your beef, bone marrow sort of flavour. It works quite well. So probably my favourite way to do jerky is to do candied jerky. Kids love it. Well, the kids love it. Kids love it because it's sweet and it does have a lot of flavour, and it does have some pretty good chew. Jerky's hard to keep in your mouth and chew to get the full experience of it, because it's so moreish, you just want to swallow and keep going. So there it is. So we'll just probably go for this fatty end, the thicker end. As I said, it's Very good. So obviously keep it in your mouth, just a bit of drawback, a bit of sucking and chewing and getting that flavour out of it. And keep going until you lose the flavour of the meat. By then it's sort of broken down and you're good to go. Keep going. So nothing more easier than something like that. So you get bigger pieces and obviously a drier jerky. It's more of a dry rub and more dry ingredients going onto the jerky to achieve that sort of outcome. So I'll take another bite and I'll take a sip of the dry Irish braggot, citrus edition. And citrus is used in a lot of Asian, particularly lime, and sort of zesty stuff used in a lot of Asian sort of meals. And so I'm expecting the citrus from the, oh my fingers, look at that, it just all sticky, like I said, it melts and plays that difference. I don't want to touch the glass too much because then I contaminate it with fat and oil. It's already contaminated with oil because I've got the citrus in the braggot. Let's have a sip and see what it does. Oh yeah. It's about 2 kilos of meat. Good couple of spoonfuls of honey, soy, lots of brown sugar, garlic, minced garlic. A lot of this stuff just comes out of a jar, so it's not like it's got a fresh ingredients. At the price of ginger at the moment, I think we've seen over Christmas, the price of ginger was around about $80 to $100 a kilo, which is quite expensive. It's come down a little bit. We're probably sitting around about $50 something a kilo now. Seen it for about 40. Other places have a little bit cheaper, but yeah, it was quite expensive at the time. Hence why we didn't see, for those who do kit beers and they do kit ginger beers, particularly the Coopers and the Brigalow and so forth, those ginger beer kits that you can buy, Mangrove Jacks and so forth. There was not a lot of it around on the shelves, particularly where we go sort of places like Big W and things like that, those sort of convenience Manchester stores. They just didn't have it on the shelves, and it's, from as far as I know, a couple of weeks ago when I checked, it's still not on the shelves. So I wanted to sort of go back towards brewing some really spicy ginger beers for winter, and I couldn't get it. Oh. Yeah. So it's got, like I said, canned jerky for kids. Kids love it because it's sweet. Has all those flavour elements, like I mentioned, that's gone into it. Only just sort of enough chilli there to, it gets a bit of a bite. It's unnoticeable, but you feel it, you know. And come across the forehead there, across the top of the head, and you start to get that. It's not so much a mouth burn; it's just a burn to the senses, and you know, just sort of pearl over. But damn, it goes well with this citrus braggot. Oh yeah, beautiful. So cheap to make. You don't get a lot out of it, but yeah. So you know, that gets a little bit fattier, and you can see 24 hours of marinating in sort of sauces like that. And ingredients, crushed ingredients, pre-packaged ingredients. It's so easy too, because you're always going to use those things that sort of in your fridge. Crushed garlic, crushed ginger, soy sauce, lasts forever. Oyster sauces. What else is? A few other sort of Asian pre-packaged sauces you can get and throw into things like this. And then obviously your dry ingredients, you can chuck in some dry, even sweet chili sauce. Got a higher sugar content, so I think you probably use less brown sugar or less raw sugar, preferably brown sugar, as little of refined as possible, but easy as. And you'll find if you've got kids, particularly one here I've got here, doesn't eat a lot of meat, rarely eats meat, eats lots of chicken and a bit of fish, but when it comes to the jerky, you've got to fight them off. Then I've got the other child here who just inhales jerky like forgets it doesn't last that long, it's gone before you know it. So my little sneaky packet here, not going to last me long either. Cheers.